up, ladies and gentlemen, for the great Canadian tar sands swindle, the biggest carbon bomb on the planet, coming to a town near you very soon. If you're on Kickstarter, you probably know what the Keystone XL pipeline is. But here's something you may not know. In November last year, President Obama approved the construction of the Cochin pipeline, a different 1,900-mile pipeline between Canada and the US. You might think that this pipeline is going to bring Canadian oil to the United States. You'd be wrong. It's going to send American fracked gas from Texas to Canada. Why do the Canadians need all that gas? And why should you care about it? You should care because our gas is going to be used in Canada to remove a very dangerous substance from its safe, natural home beneath the primeval forests of Alberta. And if you think the word dangerous is an exaggeration, look at what this stuff can do. This explosive fire last year killed 47 people in a small Quebec town, burning at such a high temperature that they were mostly vaporized. The volatile substance that killed them is tar shale crude oil. It's not conventional crude oil, it's bitumen, a thick, heavy substance deposited in sand. And to separate the bitumen from the sand, you need to heat it and dilute it. That's why Canada needs US gas. The tar sands deposits in Canada are the world's third biggest oil resource and cover an area as big as Florida or the UK. But mining the stuff is a highly destructive process. It takes 2.5 tons of tar sands to get just 1 gallon of oil. That process is destroying the Alberta landscape. But make no mistake, the problem with Canadian tar sands mining is not just a Canadian problem. It's a threat to the whole North American continent. The province of Alberta is landlocked, so the toxic oil has to be transported to ports or oil refineries on the ocean. This is why the Keystone Pipeline is needed, to carry a staggering 35 million gallons per day of toxic volatile tar sands crude 1,600 miles through the US to Texas terminals and refineries. But transporting any kind of oil or gas is inherently dangerous, as this North Dakota oil train explosion shows, as this gas pipeline explosion in Texas shows, as this leak from a barge on the Mississippi River shows, as this oil pipeline leak in Arkansas shows. This is not just a Canadian problem. The Canadian tar sands problem has also polluted American politics. Remember the government shutdown last October? The gas and oil industry's lobby is so powerful and gives so much money, $16 million last year, to the GOP, otherwise known as the Gas and Oil Party, that one of the conditions the Republicans proposed for not forcing a shutdown or for ending it
I had a chance to speak with Speaker Boehner.
Was that President Obama would authorize the Keystone XL pipeline.
Are you saying that you may link the Keystone pipeline to extending the payroll tax holiday?
Well, we may.
Imagine that. The gas and oil lobby has so much influence over the House Republicans that they tried to blackmail the President of the United States. So this is definitely an American problem. And it's an international problem too. The oil lobby claims that the oil transported by Keystone XL pipeline will reduce America's dependency on foreign oil. In fact, most of it will be exported to a country which doesn't care that it's up to 4 times more toxic than regular crude oil, China. But local pollution is also global pollution. In Canada, the first people feeling the brunt of this process are Indigenous people. Their government is against them. It has just handed over tar sands regulation to an oil-friendly private group. It has shared surveillance of organizations opposed to tar sands mining with oil companies. It has authorized special tax audits of non-profits opposed to tar sands mining. It has closed down climatic impact research by government bodies. And the Canadian government puts out the official oil and gas industry line that the dangers are exaggerated. But the Quebec explosion, the Texas explosion, the dead birds on toxic waste ponds, the oil spills and leaks from toxic ponds, the threats to Detroit and Chicago from huge open-air dumps of toxic mining waste, all show the dangers are real. The mining of Canadian tar sands and its attendant destructive activities is expanding relentlessly, which brings us back to the Cochin gas pipeline, which Obama approved in November. That pipeline is crucial because Canadian tar sands extraction is set to double. So it will need double the amount of US gas. So that means double the amount of fracking, which may look idyllic in gas company promos, but which uses dangerous chemicals. This is a recent fire in a Texas plant manufacturing fracking chemicals. Hydraulic fracturing is a doubtful proposition, but Americans will have to put up with twice as much fracking, not because we need it, but to satisfy the insatiable demand that Canadian tar sands mining has for gas. Canadian tar sands oil ticks all the boxes. It squanders enormous amounts of water. It produces huge toxic lakes of waste. It increases greenhouse gas emissions, and it's highly explosive. The mining and transportation of tar sands crude oil represents a grave environmental threat to all of us. But the oil companies, their billionaire backers, the House Republicans, and the Canadian government have a very effective disinformation machine which promotes tar sands mining and pipeline construction. We feel that it's very important that a compelling documentary is made which will present an alternative view, which will challenge any lies or distortions. So please support the great Canadian tar sands swindle. Thank you.